Hey guys. Firstly, if I sound like I'm a little off today, I am. My second day in a row that I've called out from work. Had things to do yesterday, expected to be in today, but unfortunately I woke up this morning, felt like crap, and feels like somebody drove a spike into my right shoulder. Nothing serious. It's my body reminding me that I turned 58 on Monday. So anyway, in as part of my effort to try and get this channel back up and running again, I've decided to go all the way back to the beginning and start talking from the start, if you will. And the first thing is, what do I write with? What my tools of the trade, if you will. And in this one, we'll talk about the pens. And another one, I'll talk about the inks, because there's a lot of both of them, and I don't want to make this too long. I'd like to try and keep these short. So anyway, for ages, I wrote with regular ballpoint pens, and then I changed to gel ink. When I would write, because that's what I always used, and it just they're convenient. Carry them anywhere. And for years and years, that's all I used. Then one day at work, a coworker told me that she wrote using a fountain pen, and I tried it. I tried it there, and it was really nice, because my image of fountain pens is excuse me. My image of fountain pens was these very fine writing instruments that are impossible to fill up without making a complete mess. And you end up blobs of ink all over the page, and it's a complete mess. But I tried hers, and it worked very well. It wrote very well, felt very good. A little thin in my hand. I don't remember the model that she had. It's been over a year and a half since I've seen her, so I don't know what she used, if she still uses it. So anyway, then I decided I wanted to try it. I've never actually written with a fountain pen before for any length of time, so let's give it a shot. And so what I started with was Pilot Varsity, a 5-pack of these, I think it was, from Amazon. And I got these because they're disposable. But it's a very good writer. It feels very, very good in my hand. It fits my grip perfectly. A little short unposted, but it's plastic, so. And I went through a couple of these. I think I still have a few left. I keep one at my desk in case I need a pen real quick, and whatever pen I'm using at the time is over in my comfy chair. But it was good. It's a good pen, and that got me started. Pilot Metropolitan. This was the very first very first actual real fountain pen I ever bought. It's pen. It does use a cartridge converter. I'll talk about the cartridge in a second, because I stopped using cartridges. Again, feels good. It's an inexpensive pen. This is a good starter pen. But I still use it. I'm using it right now, because what I do is I generally have 2 pens inked at any given time, and I just go from one to the other and back and forth, and whichever one empties out first, I clean it out and move on to the next. So this was the first one I got, and I used the cartridges for a while. Then I decided I wanted to use different inks. Because I saw there was a whole array of ink colors out there, and I wanted to try them. So what I do now is I refill the cartridges. I just use an eyedropper and I refill the cartridges. You can also use a blunt syringe for that. That's what I use. I'm currently using this now. It's a fine nib. Great. Then I started to then I got curious. I saw this. This is also a pilot. It's the Prera. It's what's called a demonstrator. Oops. It's what's called a demonstrator for those who don't know. As you can see, it's a clear plastic. You can see all the inner workings, such as it is. It is a little short in my hand. It's a kind of short, but it feels good. Again, it can post, doesn't back weight, but feels good in my hand. Fine nib, writes very well. Writes like a dream, actually. I love it. And then the bug really grabbed me. Then the bug really grabbed me, and I got it bad now. Not as bad as some. I only have 18 pens right now, although I'm thinking of picking up a couple more for my birthday. After the Prera, I got my Lamy All-Star. Lamy All-Star. Now, the thing about Lamys, if you don't know, it has a triangular section on it that some people don't like. I don't mind it. It fits my grip perfectly. Not too heavy. Again, this one can be posted, but I'm getting out of posting pens. It's a fine point. This one does have a converter on it, and for those who don't know, you dip this into the ink up to at least there, and then you crank. And I've gotten to the point where I can do it without making a mess. All the pens, with one exception, all my pens are under $100 because that's the price range that I'm at. And it's a great thing about fountain pens. You can go wherever you want with it. If you like expensive pens, and there are some very expensive fountain pens out there, and great. But I like, well, firstly, I prefer fine nibs. There are a couple of exceptions to that. One being this one. This is my TWSBI Echo. This is, again, a demonstrator. Piston. This has a piston filler, so in a sense you could say the converter is built into the pen. That's a way, if you want to think of it that way. This is an extra fine steel nib. That's something else I should say. All my nibs are steel nibs. I have yet to buy an actual. I have yet to get an actual gold nib, and quite honestly, I'm not convinced that a gold nib is going to give me that much better writing experience. Good size pen. You can post it, but it makes it long. So, like I said, I'm getting out of the habit of posting pens. Very nice. Fits very well in my hand. Writes very well. If you're wondering about writing samples, I'm not going to do that because this is not a dedicated fountain pen review. This is just me talking about my tools. Then I moved into a brand called Pen BBS. This is the 494. Cool thing about this, clear feed. Fine point, of course. Little thin, smooth writing pen though. Very nice. I've gotten lucky actually that most of the pens that almost all the pens that I've bought I've not had any problems with. They've written right out of the box. A couple have had to be cleaned, but that's really about it. I don't know if you've seen on Facebook or Instagram ads for a company called Too Shiny For You. I saw it, and they advertised this pen free. All you pay is shipping and handling. $13 shipping and handling. And I thought, oh, what the hey? Let me give it a shot. I mean, it's $13. I mean, you can think of it as, yes, it's $13 shipping and handling, or it's a $13 pen with free shipping and handling. That's how I think about it. So, and I was thinking, if it turns out to be a piece of crap, then, well, it's only $13. It's not a major investment. But this turned out to be a very good pen. It's solid. It's a solidly built pen. The section up front here where you grip it, it's a little slick, but nothing too bad. This is, I'm not certain what size nib this is. I think it's a medium. I think it's a medium. It's a little. I do know it's a little bit thicker line than some of my finds, but very good. Again, comes with came with the converter included. Very good. Very good. I don't know who made it. I only saw it listed as the Nebula Piano. It says fine, but I don't think it is. Then we go to this is a Moonman. Moonman S3. Gold-plated nib, not a solid gold nib, gold-plated nib. Excellent writer, nice green. I love this green. Converter, fine, very nice, very nice. These next three. This one and the next two are like the nicest looking pens I've got. Well, three of the nicest looking pens I've got. There's another one coming up. Then I also picked up the Moonman M800. Now, this is a copy. Looks very much like a higher end Italian pen. That's fine with me. I would rather have a less expensive, because just like with everything else in my life, names don't mean anything to me. I don't care about names, I care about quality. And this is a good pen. Again, it's a fine point. It is a gold nib. Does have a converter. And fits very well in my hand, writes very well. It looks nice. I love this amber orange-ish color. Then there's this one. This is the Monteverde Invincia Nebula. At the time I bought it, this was the most expensive fountain pen I had. This was $80 through a company called Goulet Pens. Great company. If you're interested in fountain pens, inks, notebooks, papers, Goulet is great. I've never had a problem with them. At least up till now, all the orders I've gotten from them have shipped relatively quickly. Lockdown. Taking that into consideration. It's a steel nib with a black finish. Again, fine point. A little heavier pen. It is solid metal. So, and I love it. It's really nice. This was the most expensive pen for a very short while that I had. Because I grew to love demonstrators. TWSBI Diamond 580. And you may be saying to yourself, Michael, that looks just like the other TWSBI you had. It's like, yeah. Well, I mean, it is basically the same kind of pen, the piston fill. I like piston fills. There's still some water in here from the last time I cleaned it, so don't worry about that. Again, 5 point, feels good. Then I really started to get experimental. This is a Moonman M2. This is what's called an eyedropper. There is no, you can use, I believe you can use a converter with this. I think, I know I have another another one that came with a converter, though I don't use it. You just fill up this section, this part of the barrel with ink, and you're good to go. The advantage is much higher ink capacity than any converter, than anything else. Well, I can't say anything else. I don't know. Vacuum fillers. I'm not a big fan of vacuum fillers. But very nice. A very nice writer. Only thing is there's no clip on it. There's not even a roll stop or a flat section, so have to be a little bit more careful with that. But aside from that, good pen. Now we come to the most expensive pen I've got. This is a Symmetry 2 Medalist. Sorry. When I was writing with ballpoints, I would always use a cross pen. Then I got away from that. I don't know why, but I did. I would always use a cross ballpoint, showing stainless steel cross ballpoint. That's why I wanted a cross fountain pen, and here we are again. Gold-plated nib, not a gold nib. This is the most expensive fountain pen I've got as of right now, but it is a nice pen. It is gloriously smooth to write with. A little thin in my hand, but nothing major. And beautiful to write with. Pardon me, just moving some things around. A lot of times when I'm buying fountain pens, excuse me, I'm okay. Find that in a minute then. I'm looking for, I'm not looking for things that I'm not looking for works of art. I mean, there are some pens out there that are absolutely gorgeous to look at and are way out of my price range. Most of these pens, except for the cross pen, every other pen I have is sub $50. This is a Moonman C1, another eyedropper. A little bit bigger. Feels great. Now this one does have a flat, like little bevel on one side, so you can. I can't see that. So that to function as a roll stop. This isn't. This is my. It's a Delight brass pen. This is a solid brass pen, and it feels it. This is a solid brass pen. Feels good. A little thin, but a little thin and a little short, but nothing end of the world. Again, writes very well. Cartridge converter. Great pen. This I started expanding out into other manufacturers, from some not lesser known, but perhaps not as well known. I think probably the best way to put it. This is a Hongdian Black Forest. Nice pen. Feels good. Nice fine line. Again, this is not an actual pen review. This is just These are the things that I used to write with. Like I said, tools of the trade, if you will. Yeah. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Was having a senior moment. I looked at my next 3 pens and couldn't remember 2 of them. This is the Jinhao X450. You can't really tell, or looks like it's barely visible there on camera, that it is actually green, not black. This one does have a little bit of indentations on the section. Again, fits right where I hold the pen. Nice. This is very nice. And then continuing with my love of demonstrators, this is the Wingsung 618 piston filler. It's what's called a hooded nib. I want to draw back to this. I remember when I got it, the nib and the hood weren't lined up, so that took a little unscrewing and moving around, and it's a very small nib, so it was kind of hard, but very good pen, very good. And the last pen that I bought, this is a Monteverde Ritma. And the thing about this pen, it's magnetic. That pop, everybody loves that pop. It is a little heavier than some of the other pens. Again, it is solid metal, but very good. Very good writer. Very good writer. And I'm going to mention this one. It's not actually something that I write with on a regular basis, but I do use it like a lot of fountain pen collectors for ink samples and writing samples. This is a glass dip pen. I'm sure you've seen these commercials for these on Facebook and Instagram. And I always said that I wouldn't want one because it's, I mean, when I looked at them, they were very fragile, and I do feel like I have to be extra careful when I use this. It's a dip pen, so you just dip it in your ink, and then you write, and you rinse it off in some water, and if you're going to a different color. Yeah, like I said, I use this for samples. When I get ink samples, or when I sorry, whenever I get new ink samples, and I when I get a look at them, and not ink up a whole pen. So yeah, that's the first of probably 3 videos looking at the tools, my tools of the trade, if you will. If you have any questions, why am I wasting everybody's time with this? Whatever, just comment down below. All the links to my 11 books, that'll be next after I get through the tools videos, will be down below also, along with my social media. I'm everywhere: Facebook and Instagram mostly. I am on Tumblr and Twitter, although I don't go there too often, considering Twitter's a clusterfuck, but whatever. Yeah, so that's it for now. And take care. Talk to you later.